everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. I came in today at the request of one of my subbies by the name of Victory. She asked me to do a video on this case of Korrine Gaines. Now, I know by now you guys have all heard about the 23-year-old Baltimore woman who was shot in her apartment by the police. Now, I'm just going to give the details that I found out about this case because quite honestly, I wasn't aware of it until Victory brought it to my attention. So what I did is I read quite a bit about this and also watched the press conference that was on television, in the aftermath of this shooting. And what I got from it is that the police officers went to her apartment to serve an arrest warrant for her as well as a male that resided there. I take it that that was her boyfriend. Her arrest warrant, they're saying, was for several traffic violations and then an altercation that she had earlier in the year, back in March, with the Baltimore police, where they're saying that she resisted arrest. The boyfriend's charges were for assault. So they say they get there, they knock on the door for about 10 minutes, no one answers. They can hear voices in the inside. There's a baby crying. So what they said they did is they went to the management office and got the keys to the apartment. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse today. And they said they go back to the apartment, they open the door, and on the floor is Korrine with her arms wrapped around her 5-year-old child, and in the other hand, they claim she had a shotgun. Now, they said that they backed out of the apartment and they called for backup, which includes a tactical team. Now, they're claiming in the meantime, the boyfriend flees the apartment with a 1-year-old, and he is later arrested. Now that leaves Korrine in the apartment with the 5-year-old. So the tactical team gets there, they try to negotiate with her, they claim that they called in family members, and nothing worked to get her out of the apartment. They said that this went on for several hours, with her threatening to shoot them, threatening to murder them. And then eventually about 3 o'clock, they said that Korrine raised her gun and pointed it directly at one of the officers and threatened to murder him if they did not leave. They said at that time, one of the officers fired once at her and she returned fire on them. They said they fired back. They struck her several times, killing her, and also in the gunfire, her 5-year-old son was struck as well. Now, the 5-year-old was just injured. He was taken to the hospital, and they're saying that he's going to make a full recovery. Now, there is a little uproar on this, because during the time of this standoff, Korrine was posting videos to social media of everything that was going on. And what the police department did is they contacted Facebook, according to them, and they explained the situation, and they said that it was Facebook's decision to deactivate her account. They claimed that they do not have the authority to do it. They only explained the situation, and Facebook deactivated it. Now, that's what they are alleging. Now, in these videos that Korrine was posting throughout this entire thing, there is one that shows her loading a gun, which leads you to believe that this gun loading is happening during this standoff. But I found something online that said that that video is not from the standoff, that video was posted a week before all of this occurred. Okay. Now there's also a little snippet of her talking to her son. And in this little snippet, she's asking her son, who is it that at the door? Her 5-year-old says it's the police. She asks him, what are they here for? He says to kill them. And she asks him, does he want to go out? And he says no. Clearly, this child is terrified. There's also another snippet where you see a police officer in tactical gear. Now, the Baltimore Police Department is saying that they don't know whether those police officers that were there had body cameras on them. Now, this body cam thing is new to their department, so they're claiming they don't know, which I find that kind of troubling because those tactical police officers wear helmets, and I thought that there were cameras in those helmets. These were not the regular police officers that come in. When you look at the video, that was not a police officer in a regular uniform. That was the tactical team. Another part that troubles me a little bit is if all this was going on and they had evacuated the building and all of that, how did the boyfriend flee from the apartment? And why did he flee? And also, in the press conference, when the reporters are asking the police department the boyfriend's name, they said that they arrested him, but they don't know his name. They didn't have, him take out his ID, his driver's license, ask him his name. They don't know who he is. Because those videos were deleted, because her account was deactivated, it casts suspicion and some disbelief on the folks who saw this unfold. Because in light of the Philando Castile case, where the girlfriend is clearly filming everything, and Facebook allowed that to be uploaded, you wonder why they deactivated her account. Now, there's a little something about Korrine. Korrine was the type of girl that believed in filming the police, and in many of her altercations with them, she filmed them, and she even taught her son to film them in case anything happened. Now, also in Korrine's case, I'm going to say this. I went in thinking that this was one thing, but I came away with questions. When I first started reading about the case, the first thing I said was, why didn't she just leave? Why didn't she just, obey their orders and leave the apartment? But as I started reading about her previous altercations with them, it made me kind of pause. Because she had those previous altercations, I believe that Korrine was not, dealing, and I don't want to say, let me just rephrase that. A lot of people asked or said that she put her child in danger, that it was her fault. I blame both of them. Because here's why I say that. When you call in a tactical team, they have several tactics to get a person out of this situation. So at the point when she raised the gun and said that she was going to kill them about 3 o'clock, why didn't they step back out like they did before and try another tactic? Go get some tear gas or other things that they use when they have situations where they cannot get the person out. What I see is that when they have other situations where there's hostages, they're able to get hostages out. They're able to talk the gunmen down, and if they can't, they get the hostages out, and then they throw in tear gas, and they try other things. What's bothering people? what the problems are and why there's such an uproar. People understand that maybe Korrine did not handle this as well as she could have. But where the problem lies is the way that the police handled it. We see them on television behind their cars. They're saying that someone is barricaded in. We see them throwing tear gas and all kinds of things. The question lies, why didn't they do it in this case? And then with them having Facebook deactivate her account, it just casts suspicion on them. With everything that's going on in the world, here in America, towards black people, they should have took their time and handled this in a better way. Because now they have all this social media uproar over the killing of this girl. People are, speculating on why the account was deactivated. Why didn't they try other tactics? They know that Korrine had a history of filming them, so now they're speculating that, they were trying to get her back, for some things that she may have done in the past. And then the reason why they were there was pretty, I've never heard of police going out and, going to someone's house for traffic violations. So was there something more? I've known people that have had a bit more than what she's had, and I could see them going out for that. But this just seems just some things that are troubling, and I would be curious to find out what you guys think of this, because again, I wasn't aware of this case, and I'm not sure that I'm getting, or I have gotten, the full picture of what happened here. It just seems that they could have done more, that they again shot first. They kept saying that this girl was threatening them, then back away from the threat and try another tactic. You had a tactical team there. Why didn't you use all of the resources that they have? Basically, from what I'm getting, they talked to her for quite a while. She kept threatening them. They talked some more. She kept threatening them, and they talked some more. They didn't say that during those hours that they were negotiating with her that she shot at them. Get some tear gas, throw it in there, and get, whatever you have in that arsenal that you bring with you when you're the tactical team. I just think there was a better way to handle this. I'm curious to see what you guys find in this whole situation, what they could have done, what more they could have done. And if you guys have any updates on this, I would be curious to hear about it. This is just sad. As always, my heart goes out to this girl's family. She was a beautiful girl. I think that she may have been a little troubled too, because to go through all that, you have to question where her mind was, what was going through her mind. Because had it been me and I was the police officers, I would have thought maybe she was unstable, and I would have brought in, someone better equipped to handle someone that maybe I have identified as an unstable person, and maybe a psychiatrist or something that works in the police force to just simply talk to her in a non-threatening manner. Like I said, they have de-escalated other situations that were much worse than this. Much worse. They've gotten hostages out, folks to surrender their weapons and walk out. So that's why this there's such an uproar. And then this thing about the deactivating her social media, that one, I don't get that. I just don't get that. That's a little odd to me. So with that, folks, I'm gonna get out of here, and please make all the comments that you can about this, because now that I'm aware of it, oh my God, I want to see what comes out about this, because clearly that girl was not in her right mind. You know, they could have tried something else. This could have ended a little better. She was murdered in front of her child. He's going to need help for that. And he was also injured. So basically what his mom told him is exactly what happened. So that child is going to live with that memory for the rest of his life. And with that, people, I'm going to get out of here. I sure hate doing these types of videos because each one takes a little bit from you, and after a while you're like, oh my God, not another one. So you guys take care, and please, please be safe out there. And thank you for watching the video. And Victory, thank you for bringing this to my attention. You guys have a great evening. Bye-bye.